ঋণদাতা সংঘে পরিণত হয়েছে সেই শেখ হাসিনার নামের উপর একটি দর্শন দাঁড়িয়ে যায়। হাসিনোমিক্স, শেখ হাসিনার রাজনৈতিক দর্শন। হাসিনোমিক্স বাংলাদেশ ইজ আ ডেভেলপমেন্ট মিরাকল। মোহাম্মদ ইমাম হোসেন ভাই এই গবেষণাপত্রটি নিরন্তর সম্পন্ন করেছেন। তিনি প্রথম হাসিনোমিক্স এই শব্দটি আমাদের সাথে পরিচয় করিয়ে দিয়েছেন। মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীকে নিয়ে দেশে বিদেশে গবেষণা হচ্ছে এবং হবে, কিন্তু মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীর এই অর্থনৈতিক দর্শনটি নিয়ে বিশ্বমানের বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে প্রাতিষ্ঠানিকভাবে এটি প্রথম গবেষণা। আমি মোহাম্মদ ইমাম হোসেন ভাইকে এই মুহূর্তে তার গবেষণাপত্র উপস্থাপন করার জন্য অনুরোধ জানাচ্ছি।
এইভাবে কেন ল্যান্ডস্কেপ কেন ল্যান্ডস্কেপ কেন আচ্ছা ওটা থাক সোজাসুজি করলো।
Good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the seminar on Hasinomics, Bangladesh's Development Miracle. Today's program's chief guest, country's iconic women leader, Dr. Dipumoni MP, Honorable Minister of Education, Subhash Singh Roy, special guest, writer, researcher and political analyst, distinguished guest, dear journalists, my fellow friends. So first let me start with the question why I will choose this topic, Hasinomics. Why I have chosen Hasinomics as my area of research interest. As you all of you know that today Bangladesh stands or familiarized as a development miracle and exemplary economy in the world. So I'm the representative of the generation who are highly inspired and influenced by the Sheikh Hasina's vision that she has proposed before 2008 election. So I was the first voter and I exercised my don't have any direction where the country will go. So this is the policy of Sheikh Hasina. So that is what we are enlightened over darkness, hope over frustration, clear vision over temporary solution. Not only me, even teenagers, youth and widows and old people also highly inspired by this vision. So now I will talk about the background of the study of Hasinomics. The idea of Hasinomics came in my mind when I studied Japanese studies at University of Dhaka and studied the doctrine of Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, that is called Abenomics. Before that, the doctrine of any leader or president first introduced with the name of US President Ronald Reagan, that is called Reaganomics. After that, we also find with the name of Clintonomics and Obamonics. But in recent years, as I mentioned before, that when I studied in Japanese studies, that Abenomics is very familiar, and researchers talked about and written many articles on that, because when Shinzo Abe became the Prime Minister of Japan, then Japan's economy was shrink, and then when she took some policy and the economy was improved a lot. So that's why after that in recent years another Indian researcher Raghavendra Jaha also carried out a research based on Modinomics with the name of Narendra Modi. So from 2014 I was thinking about this idea Hasinomics. So I was thinking that how can I just carry out my research. Then I applied for my higher study in 2018, and 2019 I left the country for my higher study. Then I propose this topic to my supervisors, Professor Dr. Marco Korhanon. I just complete my research masters in economics at University of Oulu, Finland. So my supervisor also keenly interested when I proposed two topics, one for COVID-19 pandemic recovery of Bangladesh under the leadership of Sheikh Hasina, another is Hasinomics. So my supervisors say this is something interested, you can carry on. But you have to prove. You can give me some data and related references. How can you proceed on? So he gave me some guideline that you have to compare this Prime Minister's doctrine with other, her counterparts like Khaleda Zia and other regions, how they have done. So Professor Dr. Marco Corhoran and my another examiner, Dr. Mark Tiko Ibarati, these two professors also, highly encouraged me, and they guided me to do these things. First, I shared this idea with Professor Dr. Nuzhat Choudhury, our very old Nuzhat Appa. When I shared this idea with Nuzhat Appa, she was, inspired me a lot. But in this journey, my teacher and mentor, today he is not available here because he is also busy with processing of his visa, because he at the end of this month he will pursue his PhD in Australia. His name is S.M. Wahid Murad. He is assistant professor of the Department of Economics, Noakhali Science and Technology University. I also indebted to Professor Dr. Salim Mahmood. Currently, he is holding he's serving as an Information Research Secretary of Bangladesh Awami League, and Professor Mohammad Ali Arafat, Professor of Management, Canadian University, Chairman Shutinta Foundation. He also guided me and inspired me a lot. And another my Guruji Subhash Singhora, he's also always inspired me a lot. He always said that you have to work something else that people will appreciate you, and you should do something that people will definitely appreciate you, and that's something better for the country and of your ideology as well. Finally, I will express my gratitude to our Prime Minister, because who inspired me a lot. Because when I left the country, before left the country, I met her at Ganabhavan and in Finland as well. When I shared my idea, I just named this. I just mentioned this term Hasinomics according to his name and of his economic doctrine. She said, really? I said, yes, I have done it. Then she said, you can send this article to Bobby. This is the thing that actually inspired me a lot. Now I will talk about what is Hasinomics. Hasinomics is an economic doctrine of a statesman named Sheikh Hasina, who is currently serving third consecutive term Prime Minister since 2009. It refers to a vision and pragmatic economic policies aimed at transforming Bangladesh into a middle-income country by 2021 and developed country 2041. That is the main objective, to free from hunger and poverty by ensuring economic development and improving the living standard of mass people by creating employment. The term Hasinomics encompasses Hasina and economics. The central idea of Hasinomics and her development philosophy is idealized by the male of welfare capitalism and pragmatic socialism for the emancipation of general mass. So the research aims and objectives. The aim of the study is to investigate the real scenario of the transformation of Bangladesh economy. It assesses how Hasinomics has played an instrumental role in graduating from a LDC to a developing country. It also examines how Bangladesh can be an economic example of LDC and other developing countries. The objective of the study, it will investigate the effectiveness of Hasinomics, study the existing research about Sheikh Hasina's policy and development progress in Bangladesh, analyze the living standard of the people of Bangladesh, critically compare the Hasinomics policy and effect with her counterpart Khaleda Zia, extract Bangladesh economy in comparison to LDCs and other developing countries, and recommend for the pair of future study. The core principles of Hasinomics: creating potential employment by robust economic growth, improving the living standard of mass population by reducing poverty, making an inclusive economy by ensuring equality of opportunity. To analyze the effectiveness of Hasinomics policy and development progress of Bangladesh, where it employs the existing research in this field. To analyze of this thesis based on this existing available findings. How does the Sheikh Hasina government economic scorecard look like if we consider some key indicators of the country's economic health? Now I will talk about the visionary outlook for Bangladesh, because what was actually transformed Bangladesh over the 12 years. That is the she has actually delivered during our before 2009 election. This is called digital Bangladesh. It is totally changed the direction of Bangladesh economy. From everywhere. If you see from every walks of life, education, economic activities, even print media, our connectivity, everything is depend on this digital Bangladesh concept. IT based, knowledge based society. She has given me. When she announced this, people will mockery the word of digital. But the digital Bangladesh is not a mockery. It's not a word of mockery. It's a reality. That is the Sheikh Hasina is not the leader who only is speaking. She's a doer. She has done it. What she has promised to the people, always she delivered. That is the difference between other leaders and Sheikh Hasina. That is the beauty of Sheikh Hasina. And she's a visionary leader. She's a courageous leader. And if she say anything else, she is doing like her father, our father of the nation. Now I will talk about the key breakthrough under Hasinomics. First I can talk about women empowerment. When she came in power after the assassination of our father of the nation after 21 years, she has empowered women in job, not only top position. Dipapa is one of the prime example of women empowerment. But this is not the only thing that this is not thing that she's only put some efficient people at top level. In every way, now women are in our decision making. They are not only housewives. They are earning. They are contributing to society. They are contributing in the family. In everywhere they are contributing. Women are contributing. That is what she has done a tremendous job. And secondly, MDC achievement, and in terms of MDC achievement, Bangladesh is rewarded from international community, United Nations, and many other organizations. That is under the leadership of Sheikh Hasina. The most important thing is food sufficiency. Food is very important, sensitive things to stabilize a government like developing and LDC countries and developing countries. When she came in power for the first time in 1996. She focused how to sufficient, how to improve, how to increase food production. For the first time in the history of Bangladesh, Bangladesh made a food sufficient country. Even in 1998, there was a devastating flood has occurred, but no one was died without because of hunger or without food. That is the great success of Sheikh Hasina. Now I'll talk about access to electricity. The current government key success, over the 12 years is access to electricity. 12th century, one thing Lenin said, development plus electricity equals to socialism. Now we have to say development plus electricity equals to democracy. So can you imagine that how important electricity actually for the development of nation? So when she has started, came in power in 2009, only 47% people was connected with electricity, and 15 to 17 hours was no electricity. There is a huge gap, shortage of electricity. Now 100% people was under electricity connection, and there is a very little electricity disruption. So these are the many key areas that we can talk about: financial inclusion, for farmers, day laborers, rickshaw pullers. Each and every corner of people are connected with the financial inclusion. And now I have to talk about infrastructure development that has happened over the years. Many development projects has been going on. I cannot mention everything, but I can give you the example that what she has done, especially Padma Bridge. When World Bank withdrew their fund because of false claim of corruption, but after that it's proved in Canadian court it's a garbage, it's a trash. But this is the Sheikh Hasina who said that these are the things, this is the sign of our capabilities of national integrity and the leadership that she has delivered. Lastly, I will talk about maritime boundary, a landmark way. Deepa is here. She was the foreign minister at that time when we won the landmark boundary. So we ensure absolute control of our sovereignty. When we went against Myanmar, against India, this is unbelievable achievement because Sheikh Hasina is not the politician that who always stands for the next election. Sheikh Hasina is the statesman that I mentioned, who always terms for the next generation, like the father of the nation, who sacrificed their present for ensuring and securing for their future generation. This is the difference with other, leaders. Now I'll talk about macroeconomic performance of Bangladesh under Hasinomics comparison with her counterpart Khaleda Zia. So I can mention in I can give the data from 1991 to 2019, because when after re-establishment democracy, our economy is our condition is stable and economy was smoothly improving. But when we see the figure that when Sheikh Hasina came in power, it was increased sharply. Before that, it was increased little bit steady. It's a slow improvement of our average GDP and average GDP per capita, GDP per capita and national budget and national income, even national poverty. I can tell you now. I will talk about the empirical economic appraisal of Hasinomics. What I said about our different macroeconomic variables of our economic activities. Now I will talk about the econometrical analysis. That is very important. It's the econometrical analysis of Hasinomics. In order to test short-run dynamics and long-run relationship among time series variables, the time series provided is variable are estimated by the unit autoregressive economic doctrine incorporated in this series are considered to follow the Johannes co-integration test to find the value. So if you see the co-integration results, we can see that when the prime independent variable of this thesis Hasina_PM shows that when Sheikh Hasina is the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, GDP will increase more than 410.39% in compared to her counterpart Khaleda Zia and other governments. Another independent variable, GDP per capita. While Sheikh Hasina is the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, GDP per capita will raise 40.49%. So these are the two major components of economy. If we can debate about is it the real scenario of Bangladesh, real GDP per capita? Yes, but this is the standard of around the world, to see the picture of the economic health. So that's why we have to take into account these are the data, the statistics. Now then we have to further investigate the true impact of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's doctrine, role and leadership in the development process of Bangladesh. So and in the next section I will talk about the Bangladesh development indicators in comparison to India and Pakistan. Bangladesh not only doing well, it is doing tremendously well in terms of in comparison to Pakistan and India. In Human Development Index, in GDP per capita, we are far ahead than India, and we are ahead than India and far ahead than Pakistan. Even in terms of child mortality, electricity, access to electricity, foreign reserve currency, foreign reserve exchange, export import data. These are all data we can see that we are far ahead than Pakistan, but in few cases we are lower than India. But we are hoping under the leadership of Sheikh Hasina we will exceed all those data India as well. So lastly I will in conclusion and recommendation part I can talk about that. From the above analysis and data, we may not overlook the Hasinomics doctrine and pragmatic approach for the advancement of Bangladesh. Further analysis and research may be carried out about the impact of Hasinomics in different aspects of Bangladesh. In Bangladesh perspective, achieving increased GDP growth, per capita income do not necessarily mean that the country will have a lesser number of poor people in the future. So there is no room for complacency. Now the country is facing new challenge of poverty reduction due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So the job of ending poverty is not complete. Now for future policies will need to be constructed in a way that the issues of growth and equity could be addressed adequately to distribute incremental income among the various groups of people, to maintain the above-mentioned success of poverty reduction, elevate economic growth, development and policy makers should focus on skilled human resources, reduce income inequality, curb corruption, proper use of public wealth, and continuation of current Prime Minister of Sheikh Hasina's government. So that is the thing actually. Just briefly I can discuss. So if you need any further, in details things, you can collect my email ID, or you can send your email ID. I'll just send you all the thesis in full text. So that's all for me. So thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much.